He's having his day. We trust the justice system.
Rodney Jones' lawsuit just took a major hit in the RICO conspiracy charge being dismissed.
Justin Combs just caught a major break in court. But don't get too comfortable, because Rodney Lil Rod Jones is far from done. A judge just dropped Justin from Lil Rod's explosive $30 million lawsuit against Diddy after calling out his legal team's messy handling of the case. Missed deadlines, last-minute scrambles, and a bizarre attempt to serve Justin through newspaper ads. It was giving disorganized, and the court wasn't having it. But while this move clears Justin for now, the victory might be short-lived. The case was dismissed without prejudice, meaning Lil Rod can refile if he follows the proper steps. And let's not forget, Justin is still facing backlash over his alleged role in Diddy's party scene and other rental house controversies, so he's not exactly in the clear. Meanwhile, Lil Rod is fired up and ready to fight back. Let's unpack. So here's how the whole mess blew up. February 2024, Rodney Lil Rod Jones drops a bombshell $30 million lawsuit against Diddy. And this ain't your usual celebrity drama. Lil Rod's spilling some serious tea about what really went down behind the scenes on Diddy's The Love album Off the Grid project. The lawsuit claims some heavy stuff. Lil Rod says Diddy allegedly crossed major lines, including unwanted touching and all-around creepy behavior. Like, he says Diddy would just be walking around naked, straight up trying to groom him, pushing for intimate things he didn't want. Yeah, it's wild. But it doesn't stop there. Lil Rod names a whole squad of co-defendants, including Diddy's son Justin Combs and actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Justin's role? According to Lil Rod, he wasn't just chilling on the sidelines. He allegedly helped run what Lil Rod calls Diddy's RICO enterprise, basically a racketeering operation. Lil Rod says Justin is involved with soliciting underage girls and adult entertainers for Diddy's freak-off parties, and the lawsuit even shows a photo of Justin with an alleged young girl. One specific incident Lil Rod highlights: at a listening party at Diddy's house, a young girl reportedly showed up and an adult entertainer was also brought in. According to the lawsuit, things got so out of control that night, Lil Rod claims Diddy forced him to take a shot laced with something. Next thing he knows, he wakes up at 4 a.m. naked next to a S-worker. Yeah, that happened. Plus, Lil Rod accuses Justin and Diddy of being behind a shooting at Diddy's Chalice Studios in Los Angeles. Here's the lowdown. On September 12, 2022, Lil Rod says he was outside the studio when gunshots rang out. He ran in and found Justin's friend G bleeding out on the bathroom floor. While he's trying to stop the bleeding and yelling for help, he says Diddy and Justin dipped into another room like it was nothing. Then, according to Lil Rod, Diddy ordered him to lie to the police, say it was a drive-by, not an inside job. And the receipts? Lil Rod says he still has the blood-stained clothes of when he was trying to stop the bleeding. Plus, he submitted screenshots from the crime scene claiming that G was shot by either Diddy or Justin. Now let's shift to Cuba Gooding Jr., because according to Lil Rod, things went left on Diddy's yacht too. In the lawsuit, he claims that Diddy allegedly tried to hand him off to Cuba like he was a party favor, and from there, Cuba supposedly crossed major personal boundaries. And here's where it gets even messier, because Cuba, he's already got a rep. Let's not forget, back in 2022, he took a plea deal after being accused by multiple women of inappropriate touching. So, when Lil Rod's claims surfaced, people were already side-eyeing Cuba, and this just poured lighter fluid on the fire. Now, of course, Diddy, Justin Combs, and Cuba Gooding Jr. have all denied the allegations.
Like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense.
Diddy's legal team came in swinging. In their official response to the court, they basically called Lil Rod's entire lawsuit a clout-chasing fantasy. They described it as full of vague allegations, shameless name drops, irrelevant images, and what they referred to as countless tall tales. Diddy's lawyers even claimed the whole thing wasn't some explosive criminal operation, just a run-of-the-mill commercial dispute that Lil Rod tried to dress up as a juicy RICO scandal. They also pointed out that when it came to the essay accusations, Jones didn't even provide clear details like the where, when, or what exactly happened. And guess what? The judge actually agreed, at least on some parts. The court dismissed several of the most serious claims, including the RICO allegations and the trafficking accusations, saying there just wasn't enough solid evidence tying Diddy or his people to a full-blown criminal enterprise. Now let's get into the legal mess behind the mess, because Lil Rod's attorney Tyrone Blackburn? The judge had words for him. According to a federal court order that dropped like a gavel-shaped bomb, Blackburn's courtroom conduct was so off base it was described as unsettling. And that's not just a side-eye, it's a full legal drag. The judge didn't hold back, calling out Blackburn for filing paperwork riddled with inaccurate legal claims, launching unnecessary personal attacks on opposing counsel, and tossing out wild, reckless accusations that frankly had no place in a federal court. You know it's bad when a judge has to remind a licensed attorney that this is a court of law, not a group chat. To make it worse, the court threw out a warning that Blackburn's behavior could lead to sanctions if he kept playing fast and loose with procedure. That's not a light tap on the wrist. That's a bright red flag. Federal judges don't usually threaten sanctions unless things are way out of pocket.
I have not actually seen in a federal order or a motion to dismiss a judge scolding the plaintiff's attorney openly in that manner.
The trouble started when Blackburn missed the deadline to properly serve Cuba, Gooding Jr., and Justin Combs. Instead of asking for more time at the hearing, which would have been the logical move, he went rogue and asked to serve them through newspaper ads. Yes, like it's 1983. Thing is, service by publication is allowed, but only after you've tried the basics. The steps are clear. First, try personal delivery. If that fails, mail it. Then, and only then, if those fail, you can ask the court to let you publish it. Blackburn skipped right to step 3 without proving he even tried the first 2.
It just seems because they missed the first deadline, that's understandable. But then they got an extension and then they don't do anything. So I'm leaning towards just some sort of office failure.
In Cuba's case, Blackburn claimed he hit up 3 California addresses, but the process server didn't even reach the last one until after the November. And he didn't get the legal docs until November 10. 2 days too late. Blackburn also claimed he tried serving Cuba in New York, but had 0 receipts. No photos, no affidavit, nothing. And even though he admitted that Cuba had been successfully served in Florida before, he didn't try there at all. The judge clocked it immediately. The whole thing screamed disorganized and careless. Justin's case was no better. Service didn't even start until October 19th, way too close to the deadline. Blackburn gave the process server 2 wrong addresses before finally sending the right one at 7:46 p.m. on November 6th. That left barely any time. When the server showed up the next day, he was blocked by a gate. Blackburn said to just leave the papers with security, but the server knew that wouldn't fly in court and asked for clarification. Blackburn ghosted him. On the final day, same issue, still no direction, total chaos. To make it worse, after the deadline passed, Blackburn told the process server, "Let me worry about the court rules, you just serve the docs." That's not how this works. They even got into it, and at one point, Blackburn randomly changed the service address to the neighbor's house. The judge wasn't buying any of it.
They could get him at his place of employment. Or they could have done what you mentioned early, which is referred to, mail and nail.
Bottom line, the court tossed the claims against Cuba and Justin without prejudice. That means Lil Rod's team can try again if they follow the rules. And just when you thought it was over, Blackburn tried dragging Diddy's other lawsuits into the mix to paint a broader picture of guilt. The judge shut that down fast, calling that logic not just weak, but flat out shocking coming from a licensed attorney. As for the emotional distress claims, those parts of the lawsuit where Lil Rod accused Diddy of acting like a toxic, threatening boss and engaging in some seriously disturbing behavior. While the judge did acknowledge that the claims sounded serious, he emphasized that in the eyes of the law, serious vibes aren't enough. The allegations were too vague, too loose, too lacking in details. No names, no dates, no specifics. And in court, that doesn't cut it. So those parts of the suit, dismissed.
Rodney Jones's lawsuit taking a hit had a lot to do with the attorney and the way that he filed the lawsuit and articulated the charges. He couldn't connect the criminal enterprise that he was alleging Sean Combs had with the actual damages or harm that occurred to him.
Now, while Justin might have dodged this bullet, he's still got legal troubles of his own.
Okay, way too much. You're doing too much, bro. You're doing way too much.
You're
doing too much. I'm not turning down. Shut up, bro. Come over here.
According to The Blast, he's currently tangled up in a luxury car lawsuit involving a Bentley Bentayga V8. The issue? Missed payments. Porsche Leasing Limited filed a suit against Justin back in June, claiming he breached their lease agreement from January 2022. He was supposed to make 42 monthly payments of $3,365.23, but skipped one in December 2023. And because of that missed payment, Porsche says they have every right to demand the full balance, which adds up to over $172,000, not including interest. And that's not even the messiest part. Porsche says they actually served Justin with the legal docs at Diddy's Beverly Hills estate on June 11. His lawyer, Jeffrey Lichtman, tried to downplay the situation, calling it a misunderstanding. And to be fair, reps for Porsche Leasing later told media outlets that the case is in the process of being resolved, so it might not go the distance, but still, it's another legal cloud hovering over the Combs family, and let's be honest, the skies have been stormy for a while. But wait, there's more. Let's not forget Justin's DUI case from 2023. Thanks to a plea deal, he dodged jail time after being arrested in June of that year. Under the agreement, the DUI charge was dropped once he pleaded no contest to driving with a blood alcohol level of 0.08% or higher. In exchange, he got 3 years of summary probation and was ordered to complete a 3-month first offender alcohol and counseling program. It wasn't a total escape, but it kept him out of a jail cell. Still, Justin's legal woes aren't just about the courtroom. His lifestyle is catching up to him too. Apparently, his party boy reputation has gotten so bad in LA that he's reportedly been blacklisted from renting luxury mansions. According to the New York Post, rental companies claim Justin would lowball them on guest numbers, saying it'd be a chill night with 20 people, then showing up with 200 and leaving the place in shambles. One source put it bluntly, "It's gotten to the point where nobody will rent to him. He called me to rent and I said no." A property manager even detailed one post-party cleanup, saying they found everything from shattered liquor bottles and used CDs to blood-stained sheets and open bottles of lube. The bedrooms, he called them disgusting. Of course, Justin's lawyer clapped back hard. In a statement to the Post, Lichtman insisted his client hasn't been charged with any crimes or hit with a civil lawsuit over these accusations. For a reason. His message was crystal clear. Justin did nothing wrong. But let's be real, the Combs family drama doesn't end with Justin. His younger brother, Christian King Combs, has found himself under fire too, this time from social media. Even though he recently showed support for his dad by showing up in court, the optics of what came next weren't great. Just days later, King was spotted living it up at a club with his girlfriend, Raven Tracy, and a group of friends. The footage, captured and posted by an entertainment blog, made waves fast, and Instagram wasn't here for it.
Hi, Hector!
Commenters quickly jumped in, calling the whole scene tone deaf given what Diddy's facing. "It doesn't look good," one user wrote, pointing out how King, who's also named in a lawsuit, was handing drinks to women while his father sits in jail over allegations involving the same kind of behavior. "This just looks bad," another added, and honestly, they're not wrong. Worse still, the backlash isn't just about his public behavior. Christian is in hot water legally too. He's facing a lawsuit out of LA from a woman named Grace O'Marquet, who says he drove and assaulted her aboard a yacht owned by Diddy. That same lawsuit names Diddy as a co-defendant, tying the father and son together in even more legal chaos. And guess who's leading that charge? Tyrone Blackburn. Yep, the same attorney representing Lil Rod. Looks like Blackburn is trying to turn up the pressure from every angle. Lil Rod isn't staying quiet after the judge tossed out part of his lawsuit, and honestly, no one expected him to. From the jump, he's been open about the toll this battle has taken on his life, both publicly and behind the scenes. Since filing the lawsuit, he's made it clear this isn't just some headline-grabbing moment. He's called Diddy a monster and says the fear for his safety has been so real, he's had to go off the grid. Even his own mother doesn't know where he's staying. And when he does step out, like when he served as band director at a Juneteenth event with T-Pain at the Hollywood Bowl, the emotional weight was heavy. He told Rolling Stone, "I had a couple mental breakdowns, my anxiety was out the roof, I didn't feel safe backstage, I didn't know who was who, and that kind of fear sticks with you." He's currently seeing 3 therapists and says what people saw in the Cassie video is just the surface of what he believes Diddy is capable of. Professionally, things haven't been easy either. Lil Rod claims he's been blackballed in the music industry since going public. According to him, calls stopped, bookings dried up, and doors that were once open are now firmly shut, all because of Diddy's grip on the industry. But even with the setbacks, he's not backing down. The mission is bigger now. Keep the case alive and reclaim control of his career. And while the judge did remove some of the claims, including the RICO allegations, the most serious ones are still on the table. The SA and premises liability accusations, still active, still moving forward. Lil Rod's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, isn't sweating the partial dismissal either. In fact, he told USA Today they consider this a win. Why? Because Diddy's legal team wanted the whole thing thrown out and didn't get it. Blackburn's confidence didn't stop there. He warned Diddy's camp that discovery is coming and he's ready to turn over every stone. So, while Justin might be breathing a little easier today, let's not get it twisted. This legal storm is far from over. Lil Rod isn't backing down, and the Combs family's courtroom drama is still unfolding faster than a leaked group chat on a bad Wi-Fi connection. But now I want to hear from you. Is Lil Rod on the path to a major win, or are we watching the early chapters of a high-profile letdown? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Because trust me, the next chapter in this saga, it's even messier.